What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video in SpinTires MudRunner where we are going to be highlighting another mod. Now, as if the recent stream of Truggies from Nyx wasn't over, this thing showed up. Now, this is an 83 power ram that has been converted into a Truggy, and there are a lot of interesting details to go over. First of all, we have a set of massive boggers. We have the same details on the hubs that you guys have come to know with Nyx's mods, as well as look at the coilovers, but more importantly, look at the engine. You have a fully modeled engine, fully modeled radiator with a twin fan setup. You have a winch fully modeled up at the front. You even have the Dodge Ram logo just chilling up there on the front of the hood. And obviously, the back end is chopped, and it's got a Truggy bed on the back. Not really even a bed, just some metal plating. You have your fuel cell, and other than that, you have space to throw a repair kit on it if you so desire, which we're going to go ahead and do. So now, we're also going to start this thing up, take it for a drive, and see what it's like. Now, we're on a map by DB Gaming, which the name of it escapes me at the moment. The name of this map is Broadfurred Creek. Now, I haven't really shown this map much, but it's one of his maps that he's been working on, and I'm sure he has a new map in the works by now, but this map is also really, really good, and it's actually a really fun map to just, like, roam around and explore, and you can actually put some vehicles to the test here. Now, it's not going to be a super challenging run for every vehicle, but definitely for some. So, setting off in this thing, it's actually a little bit quicker and a little bit peppier in automatic mode than I thought it was going to be. I mean, second gear is pretty good. I mean, it definitely gets some speed moving. Now, I just can't help but look at this thing. I've always loved this body style, and I think this truck really does a good job, of showing what this truck is about. I mean, it's a great looking truck. It's a no-nonsense truck. I mean, at the end of the day, you're really looking at a truck here that is built to go out into the wilderness, get stuff done, and then drive back out and either drive onto the trailer or just straight up drive home. One or the other. I mean, you could totally drive this thing on the street if you either wanted to or had to. Now, getting into some rocks, I don't doubt that this thing is going to perform well. I just want to see how it actually does perform. Now, it's got a pretty realistic amount of flex. It doesn't feel overly flexy, but it also doesn't feel underpowered. And I think that's one of the biggest things to drive home here with this truck is the fact that it's powerful, it's realistic, but it's also not underpowered. By realistic, some people interpret realistic in MudRunner to mean that the vehicle is grossly underpowered and you know, grossly basically just is so low on the ability range that it just really can't climb over anything. Not the case here. This thing can climb over most obstacles, provided you attack them with the right line. Wow, I'm so surprised we didn't roll over. Holy crap. I'm so surprised we didn't roll over. Dude, I was like, we're going over. That was the first thought in my mind. That was the first thought in my mind was we are going over. No question in my mind. But we didn't. We didn't even come, well, I say we didn't even come close. We came close, all right. But I just hammered down because I knew that at that point, the only way out of it was to hammer down. Work the steering, varying amounts of throttle, and use all of the contact patch of the tire, and you can ease your way out of just about whatever situation you find yourself in with this truck. The short wheelbase definitely does help. The short wheelbase definitely adds to that factor of really being difficult to high center this truck. However, being a short wheelbase rig comes with its own set of challenges, especially being a short wheelbase full-size rig, because with this, I mean, you're larger than, say, a Jeep, but you're also, you know, you're not any longer than a Jeep, so you kind of get the best and worst of being a short wheelbase vehicle while also, you know, having a large vehicle body. Easing it back. Not the right route around that obstacle. I'm going to come at it with a little bit more of an angle. That might flip me over, but I'm hoping it doesn't. There we go. Easy. Not bad. It definitely just walks itself down the trail very nicely. I'm trying to see if I can get you guys a really good... There we go. That's a good representation right there of how much flex this truck actually has. And while it might not be, you know, off the charts, it might not be, you know, some crazy crawler, at the same time, it is really, really, really good. And it's certainly nothing to sneeze at or say like, oh, that's not capable at all, like blah, 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 other rig has more flex. Well, yeah, of course there's going to be more, you know, there's going to be rigs out there that are going to have more flex. And by the way, look at that interior. I love it. It's basic, but I love it. And of course, like I said, there's going to be vehicles out there that have more flex than this thing, mainly because of the simple fact that you really, I mean, if it's realistic, you're not going to be driving around something, you know, on the street that has as much flex as like a rock bouncer. It's just, or a straight up buggy. You're just not going to be seeing that driving around on the street. And that makes sense. You know, it would not make sense, you know, to see something with full on buggy flex driving around on the road. But with this thing, it makes a lot of sense, and it's definitely, again, something that you could see driving around on the road. At least I certainly could. Now, would it be something that I would daily? Probably not, but would it be something that I would have no trouble driving, like, to and from the trail occasionally? Oh, dude, I would drive this to and from the trail in a freaking heartbeat. I would drive it to and from the trail literally immediately. Like, you would be like, if somebody was like, hey, you want the keys to that thing? Drive it to the trail? I'd be like, heck yeah, I want the keys to that thing. I'll drive it. Is there anything over here in terms of, like, other routes we could take? Probably not. That looks terrifying, and that also looks like something that would instantly get us into a lot of trouble. So I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do is head back for the trail. Whip this thing around. We'll go a little bit further down and see if we can get this thing into a little bit more, I was going to say see if we can get it into a little bit of trouble, but really the only reason why I would want to get it into a little bit of trouble is so that we could try to get it back out of that trouble again. Whoa, that was close. It bounced almost completely off the trail there. I was like, you serious? You all right there, bro? That was just dumb on my part. Thankfully, we got it rolled back over. So, I'm thinking actually also, this would be a really good rig to use for some realistic off-roading missions. If you wanted to do those off-roading missions with your friends in multiplayer, this thing would be awesome for that. And also, I know that I get a lot of questions in the comments on whether or not a mod is private. And basically, if there is not a link to the mod in the description, then it is a private mod. However, for this mod, there will be a link in the description because it is publicly available. Now, with it being a publicly available mod, you guys can play around with it, you guys can pick it up, you guys can use it, go onto the Steam Workshop and subscribe to it, and that's all you have to do. Now, I am actually probably going to see if there's an alternate way to ease myself up this obstacle because it is not liking it. It keeps running into the front end. It's too steep. This is where having a vehicle with a little bit better approach angle will definitely help. But as you can see, the front end does kind of jut out a little bit over the front tires, and that's where this thing runs into a bit of a problem. Ooh, we almost had it. There we go. We were walking it. Got it. She gets it done. I mean, it might not be as dramatic as some other vehicles, but I think that that still adds to the realism factor because not every realistic truck is going to get up every obstacle in the most dramatic fashion possible, but it's still going to make a point to attempt to get up that obstacle. And I think that that's the biggest thing that we have to, like, look out for here. And I think that at the end of the day, it's like, oh, let's see if it'll do it. Are we going to get stuck, or are we going to be able to modulate all the way through and high? Wow! All right. It's got wonderful throttle modulation in high. That was awesome. And I'll give this thing, like, absolute, like, top praise for that because that was amazing. First try, it just went for it. Easy modulation of the throttle. Keep that climb going. We've ended up in a bit of a pickle because we need to get over to the right, and this thing's not going to... Oh, it's not going to make that an easy job if we start from the left already. There you go. Crawl her up. Crawl her up. All right, let's see if we can back it off. Try again. There we go. There. Come on. There we go. You just have to be careful with your inputs, and it will make it. I don't like where we're set up in relation to the front. Oh, God, I don't like where that is set up right now. That's sketchy. That's real sketchy. I'm backing that off. That is real sketchy. Actually, very curious right now. Should we... Ah, there we go! No! Oh, I attempted to nail it in high, and it almost made it. It almost worked. It almost worked. God, is that a good-looking truck. God, that is such a good-looking truck. I know I've stopped to just look at the thing multiple times now, but I can't help it. It's such a good-looking truck. I really just honestly can't help it. All right. Let's get it going. Move it. There it is. There it is. See, even the trickier hills, this thing, you know, you play around with them for a little while, and then eventually you find that one line that works, and then you just lay into it and go. And it really does do a good job of, you know, kind of making you find that right line. But once you do, it is super rewarding. So, if you guys enjoyed this look at this Truggy, then make sure to hit that like button. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date. And if you want to try this mod out for yourselves, the link will be in the description below. Hope you all enjoyed. See you guys next time.